is going on, guys? I am pumped to be here. I hope everybody else is pumped to be here too. We got to make sure we are set up for the week ahead. Welcome, 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 welcome. While you're here, vote on the poll. If you're watching at a later time, just fast forward this. You are in the lobby. We are live, baby. What is going on, guys? I am pumped to be here. Mic check. It looks like we're all good. Mic check 2, 3. We're out here doing big things, baby. And what is even bigger is the S&P 500. It pays to be positive, people. We are still on a beautiful bull trend after the Japanese carry trade breaking back up higher, pulling back, bouncing off this 538 area and heading much, much higher now, this base break. What do we think here? What do you think the issue is? Well, we're a little extended. And you guys hear me say it quite a bit. Now, if we can get a breakaway and a continuation and then some bounces, that's healthy. This could easily bounce, come down and bounce off the 21-day moving average, and it will be healthy. The thing I would like to see is this come back to retest around 564, and if it bounces in this area, that would be the most bullish sign we could have. Even trading sideways here is going to be even stronger outlook than a pullback. A retest and then a bullish push even higher, even over the course of this week, would be very interesting to see for the S&P 500. Now, you guys all know when we look at things like this, a pullback and a break of a 21-day moving average, I am not keen on. When I get to the 21-day moving average, I am risk off. I even drew it out for you guys in the S&P 500 on this chart. So if you guys remember me bringing this up to you, you know, it's just so simple. I'm just going to mark this every time I get in and every time I get out. I was risk off here. I missed this huge pullback. It came back. So if this never came back, I would still be risk off. I would not be losing any more money. Here, same thing. We were risk off it pulled back. We missed the whole Japanese carry trade. And after it came back up, then you get risk back on after the 21-day moving average, and it continued much, much higher. So it keeps us safe. We've been risk on. I'm still risk on until we break this 21-day moving average. It's funny because last time we were here, we talked about this Goldilocks zone. That's what I drew this gray platform out for you. I drew this out to show you like this is the area of price action, you know? And if we come back and we retest this, the further that we hold this Goldilocks zone, showing that there's more potential buying power closer to the 10 and 21-day moving average, we might have another bullish run just like you see here or here or here. So this being a recovery, this being a beautiful recovery, and obviously a new higher low on the pullback, this could be the next potential run. We just have to see where it's going to catch hold and start to curl once more. Is that going to do that at the top of this Goldilocks zone, or is it going to break through? What's going on, guys? My name is David Worrell. If you are not familiar with this channel, we love to go over ticker analysis. We like to set you up for the week ahead, and this is the S&P 500. We ensure ourselves when we look at the S&P 500, we know its direction, at least an understandable and discerning direction in which way it's headed, so that way we know when to start putting our capital to work in the stock market. It's good to see you guys here. What's going on, Yosef? Dan Bob Dan, the greatest moderator alive, is with us today. We have Erica. What's up? Holla. Hola. I said holla. I read it holla, like holla, like holla at your boy. Hola. Let's see. What's up? Beef Stewie in the house. Squad, he says. Saeed, Smaeed, what's going on? He said, last video you told us you wanted to talk about BA and you never did. No, you are absolutely right. And the reason for that was the news article we actually got from BA. We never really could read the whole, it was one of those things where they give you a clip and you have like so much time to read it, and then they make you pay for a subscription for it. So I just kind of annexed that idea. But of course, we can go through the technical analysis at some point in time today. Predator, what's up, man? It's good to see you. And you're on time. Norman Conklin's in the building. And yes, sirree, if you guys haven't, vote on that poll. If you had to choose PLTR, NVIDIA, Meta, or the S&P 500, which one would you choose if you had to hold it till the end of the year? I think that's a really good question. Honestly, I'm going to pat myself on the back for that one because it's a tough pick. It's a tough pick, guys. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to run through my watch list. All right. Now, I got quite a bit on this watch list, but I think it's really important that we go through all of these and we choose where our leaders are at. So I gave you my rundown of the S&P 500. I want to keep it like that. I don't want to get too in depth with the overall S&P analysis. We're going to say we're risk on. It's that simple. We are risk on. We are looking for trades. We're looking for trend and base breakouts to take. Now, when we look at these next tickers, remember this is a watch list. These aren't buy or sell recommendations in any way, but these are a lot of things that we can speculate on, we can talk about. So if you guys have anything in this that you might see or like, you need to let me know. All right, let me know if you like what you see, and then we can speculate even further, okay? All right, chat, let's do this, baby. Let's do this, fam squad. All right, so we went over the S&P 500. We know we are on an uptick. We're going to start off with PLTR. All right, this is one I want to take a look at because we know that cybersecurity is definitely on the run. We talked in the Discord just before this came up about how PLTR is looking really healthy. It's looking very strong. We compared it to PANW, Palo Alto. We looked at Hack, you know, the actual ETF and how that looks very bullish on this cup and handle. So I like PLTR, and I want to start off with PLTR and META because to me, this is what a leader looks like. It's leading the market, it's holding, it's heading higher. Every pullback gets met with a new higher low. It's continuing. And look at these earnings, you know, just peeking at it, not looking at any of the dilution or anything like that. You can see we have a steady incline. They are actually proving that they are capable and continuing to be capable of handling different feats, you know, and getting better and gaining more contracts and selling more product, essentially, correct? So I like PLTR, and I want to start with that one because PLTR, you could see it shaping up, and we talked about PLTR for quite some time. And, you know, now that it's really just taken, you know, it's really just pulled out, we're in a good market environment, and it showed that it can hold up during the market environment. It's proved itself. It's proved itself, and this does look good. One thing I wanted to look at too was Meta. I do like Meta, and I know you guys love PLTR. I know you guys really have been looking into it. Definitely one, if it can set up for you, it might be one you're going to want to take. And I'm curious what you guys think. If all 9 of you are watching right now, when I look at Meta, what's the first thing that you think of right here when you look at Meta? Can anybody, and we're open to all ideas. I'm actually looking for some negativity here. What's bad? What's bad about this, right? Is there anything bad about this? I love the base. I love the base breakout, but if you were to buy it right here, what do you think? Is that a good idea or not? I really think that, you know, Meta at this point is a beautiful, beautiful breakout. But I feel like this is a hard take right here because it did this, it gapped up over the night. So it makes it really hard to do this. But the next day, look at that volume that came in, you know, fought through all that selling. So I wonder if it stays. I wonder if it continues. But I definitely think that's a little extended. Just a little extended here. Other than that, I mean, this is the most beautiful breakout ever. 3 new higher lows, forms a perfect base out on top. I mean, guys, just look at this, you know. You got this here. You could do something like this, just a simple uptrend, right? Japanese carry trade, right? Pops back up here, pulls back, follows that same trend. And then this here, you can see the white line right here. We could even pull this up a little bit higher here. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, new higher low, breaks through on volume. I really would love to have seen like another smaller bounce here, but that would have just been a dead giveaway, you know. But it's beautiful. It looks good, and I like it, and definitely need to keep an eye on it. Yeah, Dan Bob, for sure, extended. But, you know, we were going to look at METU to take this because you can put more capital to work. And as you can see, obviously, if you would have taken that high breakout, it's got the same kind of look to it. But obviously, because it's a newer 2X bull for that ticker, this is what we ended up with. Okay. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a real cool one, DSGN. And we talked a little bit about this in the Discord. Dan, Bob, and B. Stewie and myself, we're kind of looking at this thing, you know, we were going over it, and if we're just looking at this, I love this structure, right? New higher lows, you got your 3 new higher lows, then you get this big push up on volume that gets just shut down, but it still holds new higher lows, new higher lows, new higher lows as it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Now, none of us know if this is actually going to break out. Nobody knows if DSGN is actually going to break out, but it gives us a great opportunity here to buy if it does and have a very tight stop. Meaning you can risk a lot less here rather than using, you know, the low of, you know, that day. You can use the same day or the previous day, this 576. So you have a very tight risk for a better potential reward, depending on how high this goes. Now, if you wanted to take a 2, 4, 5x, you could probably release some of your shares here up at 7 after it breaks through this all-time high, or monthly's high, I should say. Okay, and then let the rest ride using that 10-day as a guide. But like I said, these aren't buy or sell recommendations. This is just something that I would like to do. Of course, I have alerts set on this one, so if it does break, and I go and look at it, and the volume on the 5-minute time frame is a lot better. Oh, that's a really good point, Dan Bob. Dan Bob brought up the volume price contraction pattern where you get this huge bout of volume, and then you get this pullback right here. you know? So as it's selling or trying to sell, there's a lot less volume there. You can see that VPC, you know, over such a short period of time there. So I think a breakout here, I think we just have to, you know, slap a sticker on there. This baby, you never know. It's there though. We got it marked. And I think this is the breakout area right here. So I think tomorrow, this is what I'm going to keep on my charts. This is, once that alert pops up, I'm already going to know how much money I'm willing to risk and where my stop loss is going to be. And if you can't determine those factors, you shouldn't trade this stock. It does move 9.83% in one day. So you have to keep that in mind, meaning it moves fast, right? It moves much faster than your Metas. It moves much faster than your NVIDIAs by more than double, okay? So when you look into something like this, and it also has more inherent risk because its fundamentals are garbage. It's a therapeutics biotech piece of crap stock. So I just want you to keep in mind, I'm only looking at this for the structure, okay? I'm not head over heels. I'm not marrying this stock, but, you know, here it is, and I like it, okay? So that's what we're looking at. Let's take a look at a few GATO. Let's take a little peeky gander. Let's see. So this is what I like about this. We got a big gap up and it's pulling back, but it's holding the majority of these gains. So this is GATO. GATO, like Gato. GATO. So this ticker here, you can see, formed a nice bottom, created a new higher low, and now is creating one respectably above that previous area of resistance that's at 1445. So now it's hanging around holding that $15 area and using that as support. I like GATO. It's a silver company. And if you guys didn't know already, the minerals, the energy minerals, they're all doing very well. Copper's doing very well as well. So just keeping GATO in mind if you're looking for a metals or a silver play, which I never really put too much on it just because I've been so bearish on metals, and that's why I've just stayed out, because I have a biasy in it, and I've been wrong, and so I know what I'm not good at trading, so I'm just gonna stay away from silver, okay? But this does look good. I like this setup. You know, a big push up on volume. It's pulling back. I would think let these moving averages catch up, but you never know. It might have a big powerful push. Seeing what the attention's been in silver for quite some time, right? CSLR. All right, so this one looks like it's already broke out. You can see like this ABCD pattern or ABC pattern, whatever they call it. What I don't like is this undercut below this here. But this is nice. This looks nice and it holds that and heads higher, but not too much of a real trade here. What we're looking for is for this to tighten up now. Now that it's broken out, it's got away from all of this garbage right here. If it wants to head higher, it needs to hold this push, but I don't see any volume there. We got a little bit of volume there. Not like previous candles, but you know, just something I'm keeping an eye on. CSLR. One that I am in that we can keep an eye on, ANNX. Now, if you guys weren't aware of this, I called this trade out. I said I was going to take this trade solely on a technical pattern. This is ANNX, and you can see just by simply drawing this out, you got that huge daily flag formation, and you guys know that I love that daily flag formation. And B. Stewie has actually been reading a lot of Brian Shannon, and he just said in the chat, the AVWAP, or anchored VWAP, AVWAP, if you will. He said to pull it off of this. And I love you guys expanding. It's love watching you guys grow, where like, hey, now you're kind of leaning into anchored VWAP, and that's making more sense to you. And you're reading about that where, you know, you weren't hollering that out a year or two ago, B. Stewie, you know what I mean? And I like it, because it's just another tool in your toolbox, you know? So we could take anchored VWAP from a lot of different places. What I like to do respectfully is put it on their earnings, and you'll see that the breakout area was right here, right through that Mike checking. Okay, wow. Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Erica K shooting the alarm bars. Tell him in Discord, hey, I'm sorry, guys. Woo! My bad. Hey, if we didn't have one mess up every show, if we didn't, it wouldn't be a show, right? The show must go on. But I am back. I hope you guys can hear me okay. Goodness gracious, I am sorry. But I do appreciate everybody letting me know. Letting me know in the Discord. Or, I'm sorry, in the chat, in the YouTube. All right, let's hop right back on it, guys. Let's hop right back on it. CLPT, this is ClearPoint. You guys can see what I like about this, right? Big push up on volume. Not a huge amount of volume, but more than normal volume. Thank you, Norman. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Nice push here. Nice push. Holds up, and now it's pulling back. It's finally digesting this move, and if it can trail sideways, continue to form this new higher low on the 21-day moving average, I think this has a big potential to do something on the lines of like this, you know? And we get a little tighter in the next 2 or 3 days. Bada bing, bada boom, you'll be making money soon. So I like CLPT. I think that is a very good looker right there. Let me bring up the other chart before we had to panic at the disco. Let's see, AUP. Okay, so this one I wanted your guys' opinion on. So I found this one, AUPH. Did you guys see this at all? Or did you find this on your charting platform at all? If you guys are watching at a later time, we give you guys the charting. We give you all the tickers so that way you can look through them as well. And you can bring to the table exactly what I'm bringing. I'm doing chart analysis, my thoughts, my opinions. You can bring yours to the table too. Just hit that like and subscribe. And of course, join our Discord. Open heart, an open heart, and a golden heart, right? And an open mind. An open heart and a golden mind. Either way, you're welcome. Come on in. So I was looking at this AUPH, another pharmaceutical, as you guys can see. You know, these breakouts are popping up everywhere, still on pharmaceuticals. This here has created these new higher lows with this outside reaction, you know, pulling through and breaking. The RS rating is kind of lower, so I think I can just take that right off my list now. I didn't really notice the 68% RS, so I'm actually just going to get rid of that trade there, so I'm glad we figured that out. But I do want you guys to know, when you're looking at something like this, look at, so you guys might say, oh my gosh, they had this huge gap up and this could be the, you're absolutely right. This is what we're looking for. We're looking for volume like this, a huge pop up, right? This is Netgear. Let's just read what Netgear does. All right. Provides internet connections, products to consumers, businesses, and service providers, and operates through connecting home Netgear for businesses segments. Connected to home segments focuses on consumers and giving premium Wi-Fi networking solutions. The Netgear for businesses. I think you guys know what Netgear is, but you know it goes right in with the overall technology services and information technology services. That sector is doing really well, especially after those rate cuts, right? So now that we get this big push up and this kind of sideways action pullback, what we're really looking for is where is it going to hold? So right now it hasn't created a new higher low, right? This is going to be its new higher low, right? Because this was its low. This is its new higher low. Now we're going to see where the next one forms. We want it to at least hold this gap up, right? At least hold this gap up. Yes, Dan Bob, absolutely. It's Wi-Fi. Everybody loves their Wi-Fi, right? We don't even think about it anymore. You know, it's a luxury item that we don't think about, but everybody needs it, right? And Netgear's been in Wi-Fi for quite some time. Matter of fact, looking at this, I didn't think they were even on the map anymore, but it looks like they're doing okay for themselves, at least as of recently. But we're going to see if it wants to hold these moving averages. The RS rating is above 90, and if we take a little peek at the fundamentals, not doing so well lately. So we'll see. But yes, one to keep on your watch list, NTGR. Let's see. Let me see what I'm currently holding. We'll see if we want to look at any of these. I'll just explain my CSTL if you guys haven't seen it. So we had this nice uptrend and this base breakout, And it did the same thing again, only this time it had my favorite pattern, which is the trend break. So I ended up taking this trade here. It did break out. We were up a couple of pesos here in this biotech stock. So that's nice, but that's not the move. That's not what I want. I want to see this thing actually break out. So we'll see if that's what it wants to do, but currently I'm in a beautiful trend breakout. We're going to see if it can continue. It moves 4.94%, so a little faster. What we like is at least over 4%, but over 5% is kind of that key area for me. Keeps me excited. What was I going to say? Oh, 96 relative strength rating. So biotechs have been doing that very well lately. Let's see. Let me just take a little peek over here. I don't want to show you guys any garbage. This is another one that ALHC. That is ALHC. If you guys zoom out here, you can see, you know, we have some previous resistance back behind here, but you can see a 98 RS here. Big push up on this volume. The pullback. I'm not seeing the best VCP pattern. Volume contraction pattern here. But what I will say is I like the move. I like the hold. I like the move. And now we're just waiting to see if it wants to get tight on this moving average. Right now, all the candles are staying within the same price range. So if it can hold a new higher low, just like the previous one we talked about, I think that would look really, really good in the near future. Let's take a look at VRNA. As you can see here, we're creating a double basing pattern. And what do I mean by that? Well, after we get a big push up on volume, like you can see here, it kind of bases out right here. You know, you can do one of these, right? You can see where it touches multiple times, and it touches again, it touches again. And then when it finally breaks through, it breaks up higher. Well, look, it pulls back, and now it's holding a 10-day moving average, and at least showing some restrictions there. Well, what do I like mostly about this is we could do this as a double whammy, right? You can see a trend break here where if we give, let's say a couple more days, let's say 2 more days right here, that's going to be, you know, a beautiful, beautiful setup. Absolutely perfect. Of course, this is VRNA. It's Verona Pharma. It's pharmaceutical, just like I've been saying. It's a huge area that we've been very focused on since January, actually. Since January, the biotechs, the pharmaceuticals, they've all been doing very, very well, and we're still seeing setups there. So VRNA is one of those setups. You can see this thing has really proved itself on pulling out of this marshy, mucky madness and heading much higher. So we're going to see what it wants to do here, but to me, that looks like blue skies, ladies and gentlemen. You know, nothing holding this thing back when it gets above these price areas. So I'm going to put VRNA. I'm going to put that up on a higher. Let me just pull this over here really quick, guys. I'm going to pull VRNA. I'm going to pull that up there with DSGN. I really like VRNA now that I'm really kind of diving deeper into this. You can see we have this beautiful like structure holding the 21-day moving average, not just once. We're not going to count the Japanese carry trade, okay, because that was a little much for every ticker, right? But it still held up and it went higher. And look, another hold of that 21-day moving average and head higher. So it's holding, it's showing proof of concept, new higher lows. The question is it going to be able to push even higher after all of this? So a breakout's going to tell us, and if we see volume backing it up, it might show fruitful. All right. Let's see what else we got. And if you guys, now's the time. If you guys have anything that you want me to take a look at, you're more than welcome to. I'll do one more, and then I will check out the chat. And if you guys have any tickers that you want me to take a look at, I'll be happy to go over them with you. But today, I really just want to focus on our watch list because I think we don't want anything to get away. We want to make sure that we understand what leaders that we're in, what we want to stay focused on, and how we can take it nice and easy, knowing that we can get into these trades using proper risk management and being able to take advantage of a bull run if we can have continuation. All right, so this is VRNA. I love VRNA. We'll go over a couple more, and then we'll go over chat NUVL. I think I was looking at this one, but this is one that, you know, I look at, and it just needs a lot more time. All right, we get a big push up. We have a RS rating of 97. You know, this thing does really, really well, but it needs to hold this break, right? You can't argue with that. That's good volume. It's good break. And I know nothing about this company, but it's obviously health and technology biotech. So guys, again, you know, we're seeing a common denominator here. We're seeing a lot of these stocks. Now, another leader that I'd like you guys to keep an eye on is APP. We talked about PLTR. We talked about Meta, META. Keep an eye on APP. Now, APP has been here for a while, okay? I have been listening and hearing about APP probably since its inception, to be quite honest with you, amongst a lot of investors. But what I will say is APP beat me up. I stayed away from APP, okay? But now it's breaking these new all-time highs. This is unexplored price discovery here for APP. This is blue skies. This is showing strength. This is showing that it's a leader, okay? So I think we need to make sure that we always give APP attention until it really tells us otherwise. So APP, PLTR, and Meta. I think those are leaders in this market, and I really think that we need to keep a closer eye on those, okay? So those are my ideas, not yours. Take them as you will, but we always need to make sure that we understand and identify leaders, whether they are the true leaders yet. The true leaders usually take some time before they come about, but if we can get a hold of them early enough, then we have what everybody else wants. So let's take a look and see what we got in the Chigga chat. MODD. All right. Yeah, so let's see. MODD. B-Stu, are you still holding this? For some reason, or was it just MOD? I think it was just MOD. You know what I love about this structure is, like, if we look at just this, let's just consolidate it a little bit. RS rating of 95, first of all, and the average daily range over 8%, 8.7%. So it's a nice fast mover. The first thing I see when I open something like this is if we just pull this, I mean, you can clearly see. And then if you need further, you know, we have 1 low, 2 lows, and 3 new higher lows. Now we're just waiting for the breakout. This, to me, is a beautiful accumulation structure, ladies and gentlemen. I love MODD, and I think right now it did exactly why we want to take off at least a piece. Pay yourself when it gets up to here. So it pops up here, pay yourself a piece, because this thing could fail, right? It still could fail. But luckily this held and is still holding a 10 and 21 day moving average. So this looks really good. I really like this one. I'm going to hold this on my watch list. I'm going to hold it close. I like it. I'm going to coddle it at night. I'm going to tuck it in. I'm going to carry it in my pocket. I like MODD in a very nice call out. You fine, handsome sir. NRIX. Let's take a little peeky gander, if we will. I had this marked out. You can see where I had this marked out here. You get this like cup and almost like a handle here, even though the handle usually is down here a little bit. However you may see it. Drew a trend here. It broke the trend. I didn't like it anymore. I was out. I'm not messing with it. But you can see now if we just eliminate the previous, and now that we have hindsight on our hands, we can look at this more of as a base holding a 10 and 21 day moving average. So I like that. It looks good. And you can see the last time it broke out of its roundy bottom base that it did head higher for a short period of time. So if it wants to continue to do that right here, nice roundy bottom base, breaks out higher. Roundy bottom base, breaks out higher. Roundy bottom base, breaks out higher. Roundy bottom base. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen next, but there is a chance that history could repeat itself. Just make sure you're using risk management. All right. What else we got? Jimmy Bright, Swervo, what's up? Guys, I'm pumped. I'm pumped to have Swervo on here. Swervo is going to come on here. I'm going to do a short interview on this fine young man, so that way in 10 years we can look back on this and do another update. Not even 10. We can do it in 3. It's crazy how fast traders grow. I love seeing it. Swervo says, Cook Cook, let's take a little peeky gander, see what's cooking. He says Cook looks good. Flat top resistance. Take a look at the financials. I can talk more about it in the server if you'd like. Yeah, you know, if we take a look at the financials, we can see they're starting to gain a little bit of that net margin. We got some money coming in here. Over time, year-over-year growth, looks like they have had some growth. It's nothing like exponential or crazy, but you can see they're doing their damnedest, okay? They're really trying hard. Here's the company's profitability growth over the last couple of years. 2021 was their best, 2022. Regardless, but before we even look at the financials, let's take a little peeky gander at the technicals, because we know the technicals aren't worthy of our attention. The fundamentals sure as hell will not be. So Cook looks like it created this beautiful, and I think that's what you stated in here, flat top resistance. Yep, I like that. It broke out of that flat top resistance, but now, right now, the first thing I see is we have a big area of resistance in this area here. All right, so you have your 450 right here. That's going to be a really tough one to get over, but not to mention, to me, this looks like an accumulation of volume built up here. So yeah, if it can break through this area, I think it's got some potential for sure. Looks like it's trying to get up there and hold 10 and 21 day moving average, so that's good too. But not one I'm going to keep on my watch list. I want to see a big push up on much higher volume. You can see this is just average volume that's pushing up here. It's the same as this. It's the same as this. I'm not saying it can't go higher. I'm just looking for something more like this, to be honest, where it pushes up, but it holds and then heads higher rather than breaking down. So we could have looked at this one a while back and we would have said, if it was just right here, you know, if we were looking at just right here, I'd say, wow, look at this. Like, we get a big push up on volume. It's pulling back. It's getting tight. If it breaks out through here, I would want to take something like that, right? And then, you know, we could hit play and it would not break out. So we wouldn't have taken that trade, you know? So saved by the dinner bell, I guess. But yeah, I think Cook has potential, but I think there's more stocks out there that have better potential, to be quite honest, you know? Let's see, what else we got? What up, Swervo? How do we do, brother? Good sir. Wolf? Let's take a little peeky gander at Wolf, shall we? Wolf has been beaten down. Look at this. Big time beat down. Not seeing a lot of volume below a 200-day moving average. It definitely could turn around because we know Wolf, I believe, has something to do with Bitcoin. I think, yeah, data processing server. So that's what Bitcoin miners are calling themselves now, are data coin or data processors, which that's exactly what they are. And so these are going to get really popular. You know, everybody wants to have data and be able to store data and run things. And with AI right now, it's going to take a lot of power, a lot of data processing in order to keep things up and running. With that being said, you're going to see a lot of these companies like Wolf popping up. Wolf had a nice run. It pulled back, but it has some proving to do. Like, you could count this the low and this the new higher low, but I'd like to see one more new higher low, maybe above a 200-day moving average, but we have to remember we have a lot of baggies up here, lots of resistance. So let's get some volume, let's get some legs before we start making eggs, baby. Yeah, Wolf moves with Bitcoin, but that's the thing. Bitcoin's been doing really well lately. Like, if we look at Bitcoin, look at this. Bitcoin, this is a chart of Bitcoin on the daily, right? Off of its lows, heading higher, forming a beautiful base at this top, right? Let me just double check something. Let me just double check something really quick. Let's just look at Bitcoin futures, because that, oh yeah, wow. I actually didn't expect that. Well, yeah, I guess, yeah, no, I still would say Bitcoin is definitely much stronger than WULF in movements wise. Like, because where Bitcoin is, this should have recovered a lot more, I think, you know, in midst of Bitcoin doing well. That's my personal opinion. That's just my personal opinion. I don't, you know, I also don't mess with crypto nearly as much or play Bitcoin, but it's nice to know. It's nice to know where it's at. But man, you got me thinking about that mod. Let's look at let's look at CURI. Thank you, Jimmy Bright. So I really don't like this. Obviously, it can do its thing, but what I'm looking for is a big push up on volume and then a pullback before it holds. But when you look at something like this, you got to look where it's came from. So let's just make this real small, and you can see this thing is on a trajectory. Like, just look at the 200-day moving average. It's never even slightly flattened out. Like, this is really, really bad. You could get lucky on something like this, and you go in and, it pops up and it makes a little bit of money. But even if there was a catalyst, that catalyst didn't do much for this stock. So I don't really like it. I don't like it at all. This is not my this is not my cup of tea, So, unless there's, even if there's big catalysts, it still doesn't have enough volume to take the market by surprise with this one. So I'm going to pass on CURI. Let's look at VEMO. VEMO. It's not popping up for me. I'll use my other platform here. VEMO. No, I'm not getting VEMO. FHTX. Let's take a little peek. Oh, that's pretty nice. Yeah, so as long as this thing gives us a spot to get in with an average daily range of 10%, I'm sure the RS, since this is the way this is moving, you can tell the RS is probably above 90. We can bring it up right here, FHTX. Take a little peeky gander. No, that's not the right one. FHTX. No, it's showing that this is the right one. That's interesting. Well, I know that's not the one that you want. So we'll just look at this one. This is the one you want. B Stewie. Yeah, so there's a lot of volume coming in on this one. It looks really good. I like that all the moving averages is converging, but we need to find an area to get in. This would have been a hard take. This would have been a hard take in my opinion, but that volume kind of tells you otherwise. That's nice. Other than that, this thing needs to make a flat base or pull back to its 21 and form a trend line before breaking out higher. And then I'll like it, I like it. I like it a lot. What else you guys got? UNIT. Let's take a little peeky gander, shall we? United Group. So is this insurance? Real estate. Okay. Oh, you know what? We'll look at United Group, but I got one. I got a real estate for you. Let me just find it on my thing here. I got a real estate one for you. And we'll look at it after I go through Unite. So Unite's it's making a new higher low here, but I want to see a third new higher low. And then even then, after that third new higher low, like if this is how I would expect this to play out. So we get this move up, right? And we get this pullback, this move up, a new higher low, and then a breakout. Okay? Kind of like that. And actually, Dan Bob, just like kind of you explained in Stockbee's thing, right here it is, the same pattern. We get a push up, we pull back, higher low, and then the breakout, right? And guys, we're going to be going over this. That's why you want to make sure that you are a part of this channel. Make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe button, because we're going to be going over some of Stockbee's trades. Why do we go over other people's quality material? Why do we read books? Because we want to be like the greats. If you want to learn how to play basketball, then you're going to want to study Michael Jordan and how he plays, right? Or LeBron James, right? And how he plays. Well, we want to do the same thing. Pradeep is an amazing trader. He's trained many other great traders, like one of our favorites, Kristen Koulamagi. So hit that like, hit that subscribe button. And guys, if you haven't already, hit that like right now for me. Hit that like right now, because you know that we are bringing you quality entertainment. We're bringing you amazing watch list and, of course, a structured S&P 500 analysis for the week. So thank you very much. Now, what is up next? What do we got in the chat? Anything? Or am I going to just ramble on for what I want to talk about now? All right. We got Unity. That's what we're going to talk about. So after we look at Unity, this is the structure that we want to see. Kind of like that same structure I just brought up using Pradeep, right? Now, REMAX. I think it's REMAX. I got to find it on here. I think it's Remax. R-E-M-A-X, right? M-A-X. Remax. RMK, is it? Oh, I'm going to have to find it on here, guys. I didn't come prepared. Well, I'm not going to spend the whole night trying to find it. I think it's Remax. Remax, come on. Oh, it was a good ticker. I know it's in here. I just don't want to waste any more time. I don't know. Maybe you guys can help me out. RMAX. RMAX. What is up with these? That can't be it. RMAX. It is RMAX. What's up with my tickers? That's not right. I gotta restart this. We're done using Thinkorswim for today. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Thinkorswim. Okay, so this is RMAX. I wonder if Unity looks like this. But we get a big push up on volume. Big push up over this jumbo. It's above a 200 curling, 200-day moving average. Now, what I want to see after this push up on volume is for it to hold, kind of like it did here. We get a big push up on volume. It pops up, it pulls back, it holds the 21-day moving average, and then breaks out again. You could call this the trend breakout, if you will, and you might, but that's what we're looking for here, okay? We're looking for the same thing, although I think this needs a couple more days to kind of fill out here before breaking out higher. That's exactly what I'm kind of looking for. So RMK, yeah, that's what I thought it was. I thought it was RMK, but that's popping up on mine as Aramark Corporation, which is another good corporation, you know, Aramark. So like, you look at this, guys. I mean, that looks like it's getting ready to go to outer space right now. It only moves 0.2%, you know, every day. So it's the pinnacle of slower movers, right? The pinnacle of it. I mean, but this looks like a beautiful breakout, you know? So if you got time and you got the money, this might be one that you actually want on your watch list, you know? That looks good. I like the structure. Look at that huge gap up. Could you imagine winning the lottery? You just put 100 grand into this and make 10 overnight. Beautiful thing. Beautiful, beautiful thing. But yeah, I like RMK if you're into the slowest movers alive. But no, I appreciate your guys' help. Thank you in the chat. I appreciate you both. Well, let's take a little peeky gander into a couple more since we have a few more minutes, guys. And if you want to, you can go ahead and throw whatever ticker you want. We could go over just a couple more of these, guys. I wanted to review ASTS because I was excited for ASTS. I really liked this right here, this setup, but it never broke out of that area. And this day, we had a huge pullback in the market the previous day, so nobody was trusting this shit, okay? But this had good volume price contraction here. Everything looked really, really nice, but it just hasn't broken out yet. It's not holding up nearly as well as the overall market recently. So we're just keeping that on the back burner, just keeping our eyes on things. I'm surprised nobody brought up INSP. INSP, look at this thing. It's getting tight right here. Swervo says, will you go through and post final watch list? Yeah, I can do that. I'll post it in the chat, the general chat. I'll screenshot it and send it to you guys in the morning if you'd like. I'm keeping them kind of all lined up. It's kind of where my head is right now. But I'll give you guys my full watch list, no problem, of all the tickers that I'm watching. You know, one ticker I didn't want to bring up because it's hurt so many people in the past all over here. And remember, it only is probably going to make it to $50. But this ticker here is making new higher lows. This is SAVA, S-A-V-A. Check out SAVA, S-A-V-A. New higher lows, and it's getting tight. Not as tight as I'd like, but it's getting tighter. So SAVA looks like a great one. Definitely one to at least keep on your watch list. And you know, there's a couple more. I don't really want to, I don't really want to dive into too much. I'm trying to remember here. Yeah, see like DNLI, this is one that you you know, you just got to sit back and watch. We drew this out here. I don't know if that was when we drew that out, but that was a nice breakthrough. You know, you didn't really see the volume till on this day, but it was a nice breakthrough. And now you just got to kind of sit back and watch, right? It's right into this area of resistance. We can just draw this out. Like you can see, it's coming right up into an area of resistance. So this is not the time to buy. No buying and hoping. You know what I mean? That's not what you want to do. And I know a lot of you guys were with me when I talked about this breakout. I didn't end up taking this breakout. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I correct myself. I took this breakout, but it stopped me out low of day before it hit the new low of day by 4 pennies. And this thing took off. And I know B Stewie is in this one. So AXGN, that was one that we pointed out a couple weeks ago or last week, I believe, and it is doing very well. Let's look at these last few guys. We have RCAT. Dan Bob brought this out. Yeah, RCAT's popping up here. I don't like this break through all these moving averages, but it still could be powerful. And it does look like we have like this trend kind of right here that it's breaking through on volume. Just remember, earnings is coming up, it looks like on the 23rd, so tomorrow. RCAT's earnings are tomorrow. This wouldn't be any kind of surprise. No kind of surprise here because it's already pushed up. So even if it does well on earnings, it's not going to be a surprise on earnings. So it technically won't be an episodic pivot, but it's still one that you might want to keep an R on. And it looks like we have Rocket Labs. So I haven't looked at Rocket Labs in a little while, but it does look like it's holding new higher lows, 3 of them to be exact, now forming this interesting looking base here. It's trying to get out of this area. And if it can, it has room to grow. We also have a beautiful, beautiful volume price contraction pattern here. And you can see it right here. Oh, this is beautiful. Look at, just heading straight down. And then you have this sideways under average volume. And then boom, this next area, a big pop in volume. So I like this one, Dan Bob. Thanks for bringing that one up. This moves 6.1% as well. So on that kind of volume, if it can get through this area, that'd be beautiful. It looks like that volume might overwhelm the previous area of resistance here. So we'll just go ahead and set a tasty little alert right there to see what happens. You know why? Because alerts are for free. They're for free, folks. And you know what I haven't seen in a long time since, hell, this is my show. I can look at whatever ticker I want. I want to look at AMC. When's the last time we looked at AMC, guys? Because for the longest time, it looks like it was setting up here. You know, at $5.70. I thought we were going to get another pop, but it looks like we just gained a few more bag holders. You can see from where it was and all of this, you can see we at least have a dollar full of bag holders here just holding this stock. So I think that this can easily break one way or another. It's getting very tight. This thing's already down to its average daily range of only 3.9%. So I think this thing could really get some legs here either way. I think if it breaks this area, $4.06. It could head lower, but it doesn't have too much room to go. I mean, it's based out. So just something I wanted to take a look at. And what's another one I haven't looked at in a long time? RBLX, Roblox. Oh, and look at this. I'm glad we're looking at this. So I have a vendetta with Roblox because I don't believe in this company. And now it's right back at that area. The only issue is it's got these new higher lows. So you got 1, 2, 3 new higher lows. It only moves 2.9%. This is a stock that I would short, okay, because it's a slower mover. But you can see here, you know, it's got this ABCD forming, and it looks like it could potentially go higher here. But if it doesn't, this would be a beautiful place to short, in my opinion. You know, I'm not telling you to buy. I'm not telling you to buy or sell this or anything like that. This is just something I'm taking a look at and something that I believe in. If I'm going to short something, it's going to be in something I definitely don't believe in and that I think has a horrible business model. So RBLX for all us poor bums who can't buy into SpaceX. Oh, RKLB. Oh, okay. Is that what that is? That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, it looks like a launching pad right now. You know, this right here could be its launching pad. Look at that. If I was a better drawer, I'd draw it out for you guys. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys really enjoy this. So just really quick, a quick summary. We got DSGN that we have on the top of our watch list. DSGN. We have MODD is definitely on the top of our watch list. And VRNA is definitely on the top of that watch list. This is probably one of my number ones here. And then we mentioned a few other ones just to keep on for the back burners. But one thing I definitely want to point out is APP is going to be one of those that we're going to watch. Not going to buy because it's extended, but we need to watch because it's acting like a leader. And another one that we definitely need to keep on watch is PLTR, because I truly believe that one is acting like a leader. So we're going to leave that one up towards the front. And of course, guys, I always want you guys to keep your eye on Meta. Okay, it's a slower mover, but right now I think this is the best stock in the market. Okay, and I usually don't say things like that. Okay, I usually don't say things like that, but as much as I have read up on great CEOs and business models, Zuckerberg has done a lot of the right things in order to sustain this active area. Now, there's a few things that, we don't even need to bring it up. It's garbage. But he's bought up so many companies. He owns so much technology, and the man has so much cash in this business setting aside, he can survive. And he can survive on a few different business models. I think he's doing really good. I think this can head much, much higher. But the question is, does it have room to pull back? Of course it does. The 10 and 21-day moving average need to catch up. This thing usually doesn't get too far from itself before pulling back. So we'll see exactly what's going to happen in the days to come with Meta. But I do think it is a leader along with PLTR and APP. So let's keep those on our watch list. Let's stay cool. Let's have fun. And guys, if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe. We're going to end the poll right now with 15 votes. The poll was pretty simple. The poll question was, if you had to pick one stock to hold to the end of the year, would you take PLTR, NVIDIA, Meta, or just simply the S&P 500? 33% of you said that you would take PLTR. 26% said NVIDIA, another 26% said Meta, and only 13% said SPY. So that's pretty interesting. We got a lot of bulls out there for Meta. We're gonna see what happens. Dan Bob says Satan helps Zuckerberg and the lizard people too, right? But no, whatever you believe there, I just want to make money off them. Okay, but I hope you guys have an awesome night. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you guys have an awesome week ahead. And remember, we get Mondays off. But guys, if you have a process that you want to talk about, reach out in the Discord. If you have something going on with a trade, or you want to have a better process of understanding managing, just make sure you write all this out or put it in the general chat. Tell us what you're doing so we can help you become a better trader. It's always nice to have somebody to lean on. It's always nice to know that you're with a good community. Hope you guys have an awesome night. Hit that like and subscribe. Peace. We love you. All right. Thank you, Jimmy Bright. Thank you guys for being here. Norman Conklin, thank you so much, man. It's so good to have you guys constantly showing up and showing your support. We love you. We hope you have a great night. Dan, Bob Dan, the greatest moderator alive. I love it. Swervo is on Tuesday. Guys, come see Swervo. We're going to ask him lots of questions. We're going to get him all nervous and sweaty on the show. Okay, we're going to try and make him swell. I'm only kidding. We're going to have fun. We're going to have a blast, and it's going to be awesome to get to know some more people in this community. Predator, thank you so much for showing up. Appreciate you being here on time too, dude. He said another good one, bud. Hey, Predator, I do appreciate you and all your support. B. Stewie says, smash that like button. Yeah. Thank you so much. Did I smash the like button for me? I smashed it for me. So that's good. Yosef, thank you so much for being here and for being first. Yosef was first today. I just got to call it out. I got to say it. Smaid, thank you so much for being here. Erica K, for your support. You're awesome. Thank you so much for being here. You guys are great. I love showing up. I love doing this. Swervo, thank you so much for being here. Can't wait to talk to you on Tuesday. Hope you're ready. Hope Dan Bob sent you the list, the questionnaire. It's going to be a good one, guys. So show up, talk to a young trader, and hear about what he is going to do in his future. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys seriously have an awesome week, because I know I sure as hell am. Peace.